Today, we'll be taking a look at the user interface on this GE electric dryer. Be sure to visit ApplianceVideo.com, where you will find thousands of repair videos on the latest technology. And for a limited time, you can save big on an annual membership and take advantage of all of our premium benefits. ApplianceVideo.com. Do it right the first time. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. You will need the following tools to complete this repair. To begin, we've accessed the rear of the unit, and we do need to remove this back panel here. It is held on by multiple 1/4-inch screws. Once you have these taken out, you'll pull forward on the panel, lift up, and on the bottom you have one ground strap wire here. You will remove this and set the panel to the side. Now that we have the back panel removed, we need to lift up the console, and to do so we have two 1/4-inch screws that are going down on each corner. Pull these out, and then I want you to just give a little knock on each corner to push it back. And then we can start to dislodge the console. Now, one thing that I want you to do is get some type of mat to put down on top of the machine, because we will have to leave the console rested on the frame. So let's put a mat down. Let's move it as far as we can underneath it. Start to lift up the console and roll it down. Now that we have the console removed and laid forward, we do have to remove these components to remove the actual user interface from the console itself. So to begin, let's go ahead and remove the Ethernet here by pinching and pulling through, and we'll just let it fall on down. And then let's remove this board here. And to do so, there are multiple 1/4-inch screws that will have to be taken out. And once you have these removed, what we want to do is pull forward on this portion of the board down here and start to lift up, and then pull this up into the side and start to move your board forward. Pull it up and just let it safely drop down here. Disconnect your UI wire and set the console to the side. Now that we have the console removed and placed on a protected surface, you have clear access to the user interface, which is mounted inside. Now, the main reason why you would need to access this component is if some of the functions on the display will not work. Now, first, before you do anything, I would do a good visual inspection inside. Sometimes I'll see this is a little corroded, and maybe you can clean it up and it'll work fine. If not, it may need to be replaced. Now, in order to do so, first we're going to flip it over and pull off the knob. We'll go ahead and set that aside, and then you're going to use a 1/4-inch bit here and take off these screws right in the center. This will take this handle off. We can set that to the side. Then go around and remove the other screws. And once we have those taken off, the idea is to push the UI through, but it is held on with multiple clips on here. So what you'll want to do is use something to push in on the locking clip and push down on the UI. You're going to do it on both sides and start to move into the top. Push them in and push down. It's a little difficult. Sometimes they like to pop back into place. But once you get a couple of them pushed in, it makes it a little easier. And now they're sliding right down. We can do these last end ones. Push these through. Hung up on the side, push this one through. Remove your UI and set it to the side. When installing our new UI, we want to put it in underneath where it actually fits into place. It can only go in one way. Once you have it in, you'll push the clips forward, start on the sides, and make sure the top is pressed in all the way around. Then we'll reinstall a few of our screws. And since you're going into plastic, do not use a ton of torque here. Next, we will attach this piece back, reattach the two screws, we will flip it over to reinstall the knob, and now we can reinstall the console. When reinstalling your console assembly, first, let's swing this board up here and start to bring this in. And when you're doing this, you're going to slide the screw portions underneath and the plastic holders up. Make sure this goes around so it can seat up here. Move it over and clip in the front. Now, let's reinstall all of our screws. And make sure you do not use a ton of torque on this since you're just going into plastic. Let's reach underneath, reinstall our Molex, bring over the Ethernet, put the top in first, slide in the bottom and clip it in place. Now we can reinstall the console. To reinstall your console assembly, first we're going to lift up. Let's go ahead and remove the mat. And then the front portion will go right into these slotted holes here. You drop it in, drop down the back, and then pop it forward to lock it in place. Now, let's reinstall the two 1/4-inch screws that we had on the corners. Now, we can reinstall the back panel. When reinstalling your rear panel here, we'll start by installing the ground strap. Swing that on. And then what we'll want to do is the bottom has two little hooks here. We'll slide them into the slotted area on the console. Slide it forward. Go around and reinstall all of our screws. And this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you click the like and subscribe to our channel.